In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Why the justice of Omar bin Al-Khattab is so famous in the world, in the history of the humans. A very brief story will tell us why, after all, why. It was the time of Syed Na Umar bin Al-Khattab. He was ruling Muslims, and he was ruling the Muslims, and there were all the areas, all the countries were being conquered. There was a kind of, fear in the whole of the world that maybe the Muslims will arrive and they will conquer us. During the rule of Sayyidina Umar bin Al-Khattab, the two superpowers of the world at that time, Kasra and Kasra, Rome, Iran, both were conquered by the Muslims during the rule of Sayyidina Umar bin Al-Khattab. Sayyidina Umar sent a contingent of the army to Jerusalem. They reached there after traveling 700 miles. Look how much of the time it would have taken and the kind of ration consumed during the travel of those 700 miles. It was a walled city with the fewer gates. It was like a fortress. Then Muslims reached there. The the entrance to the doors were closed, so they remained outside, waiting and waiting, or maybe planning what to do. Then the scholars of Christians appeared on the wall. They spoke to the Muslims. O Muslims, you cannot enter the city not to talk of conquering it. No matter how much of the time you spend here, you will not be able to do that. But we have read in our books that there will be a dervish king in Medina who will be conquering the whole of many parts of the world, all the superpowers of the world, and he will conquer Jerusalem as well. So we are unable to see anyone like him. We are unable to notice anybody like him here amongst the people present. One companion of the Prophet replied, yes, we do have a dervish king. He is sitting in Medina and we will call him. The call was sent to Sayyidina Umar bin Al-Khattab that this situation has occurred. Now we want you to be here. We want you to be here so that you are going to talk and they will listen to you. Sayyidina Umar bin Al-Khattab, along with one slave and one camel, started their journey of 700 miles from Medina to Jerusalem. For some of the time, Sayyidina Umar bin Al-Khattab, Amir al-Mu'mineen, used to ride the camel. For another some of the time, he was walking with the rope of the camel in the hand, and the slave was riding the camel. This is why the Adli Faruqi, the justice of Syed Umar bin Al-Khattab, has been written in golden words in the history of humans. They reached there, they reached there. Upon seeing Amir al-Mu'mineen, the senior companions of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, advised Sayyidina Umar, Sayyidina Umar, you are wearing the ragtag clothes. Please wear the good clothes and ride the camel. Sayyidina Umar disliked this. He replied that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the respect only because we are obeying Allah and Prophet of and Allah's prophets. So I cannot unlearn whatever I learned from Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So the the leadership inside the city were informed that the king has arrived, the dervish king has arrived. They looked upon him. Once they looked upon him, Syed Na Umar was on the ground holding the rope of the camel, string of the camel, while the slave was on the camel. They asked the riding person that this is Amir al Mu'mineen. It was replied that he is the slave and Amir al Mu'mineen is on the ground. So they were very impressed and they thought that really this is the man wearing the ragtag clothes and acting like this one. This is the kind of person who has been written in our book, who has been mentioned in our book, that this person will come to Medina, they will come to Jerusalem and will conquer it as well, along with the rest of the superpowers in the world. So the keys of Jerusalem were handed over to to Syed Na Umar bin Alkhitab without any bloodshed, without even a single drop of the blood. And then it was the time the negotiation, the talks were going on, the ceremony was going on inside a church. Inside a church. So Sayyid Umar wanted to say the prayer. He was asked that you can perform the prayer here as well if you want to. He replied, okay, this is also the land of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and my prayer will be heard and accepted. But I have a fear that the Muslims of the later times they might claim that this place belongs to them. So for that reason, I'm not going to say the prayer here. Rather, I shall go outside a little bit away from here and there I shall say the prayer. Then he did the same. And where did he say the prayer? There is a mosque over there. Masjid has been constructed later on with the name of Sayyidina Umar bin Al-Khitab. Now I think that after listening this, we will be able to better understand why it was so famous, why the why the justice of Sayyidina Umar bin Al-Khattab was so famous. Thank you.